How's it going, folks? 17Nikki here, and playing Civilization 4 Beyond the Sword, my Japanese Empire game, and right now I am at war with both the Spanish and the Mongolians. I declared war against Mongolians, looking to take their capital city and push them back so I can either attack or make friends with other civilizations other than the three that are on my borders, because I had recently destroyed the Carthage to the north. I think in my second or third video I did that, and so I was just looking to push them all the way back and meet other civilizations. Like, I've already met them, but be able to be allied with and such other civilizations, which really that's not my purpose. My purpose is basically to declare war on other civilizations, because I really just love destroying other civs. And in this video, in the next few videos, I just mass produce units, and I really get rid of the diversity of my army thing, and I kind of become a single type of unit army, and I just keep sending them to their deaths, and it doesn't always work, but eventually, after a while, there's only so much they can do. And I mean, there's really no other unit better to attack cities than what I'm using, so what I use in the later videos. So I basically use it as a general overall unit, which doesn't really help, but it doesn't hurt either. I mean, the most powerful thing that really comes at me is probably elephants, and there's nothing extremely good for stopping that. So I mean, I don't really get anything that I can't take out with what I use for units, and I do use samurai when I get them. Until before then, I believe I try and use swordsmen, and I really don't get too far with them. But you know, I did have a lot of fun playing this. I actually played a bunch of videos ahead, and I was just having fun the whole time. I was, though I was getting a little frustrated when they pushed back at times, but I mean, it happens. I think it was more I was getting frustrated at losing so many units to one unit defending a city, like you'll see when I attack the Celtics and I'm attacking their capital, which is actually in one of my way later videos. See, I am more than a few parts ahead. I'll attack them and I lose like 4 to 6 samurai over just 2 or 3 units, and it gets kind of frustrating. But there's nothing. I probably could have brought catapults or trebuchets in and bombarded the city. That's really the only thing that's really good against cities. Otherwise, you just have to use the unit that does the most damage and is most advantageous for taking out the unit that you're attacking. And when it's mostly ranged units like archers, there's nothing extremely good. There's just things that work, and sometimes they don't always work. So, and it happens a lot, so it doesn't really bother me now. But when I was playing the game, I was getting a little aggravated with it. But I'm all set. So yeah, it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it just kind of gets frustrating when you lose so many units to one unit trying to take a city. But it happens. It's not, because this really is not anything like most of the other strategy games I play that aren't turn-based, or are turn-based, in fact. I play one for the DS called Advanced Wars: Days of Ruin. It's a really good game, but the fact of the matter is, while my spearmen slay Mongolian horsemen, the fact of the matter is, it's not the same. Like, in that, there's a lot more diverse units. Even, no matter where you are, no matter how much money you have, you always have a unit that is specifically designed to take out another unit, or to do this or to do that job. And in this, they just basically throw a bunch of units in your face, and you have to decide which ones are the best for every situation, depending on who you're versing. If you're versing the Mongols, at first you might want to have a lot of spearmen, and because if you watch my videos, and if you're watching now, they're coming at me with mostly swords. Horsemen, and it's getting quite ridiculous. But it's a lot of them too. It's not just like a few. I mean, it is a few at a time, but overall, what they probably attacked me with is more than a few. It's not exactly outrageous though. But no, it's all fun. It's not like it's horrible or anything. But this can get a little frustrating with that aspect when, and if anyone's played Civilization Revolution, they know exactly what I mean. You can have the advantage in going into a battle. Be pitting a tank with like 64 attack up against an archer with like 30, and the archer will blow up the tank. Now, physics of the universe. Archer, arrow, blows up tank. I'd be concerned. But sometimes it's ridiculous and sometimes it's funny. In Civ Revolution, it was more funny. In this, at times, it's funny. It really is, especially when you see the animations and stuff, which is most of the time why I attack like that, is because if I'm watching the animations, I won't even get slightly frustrated or even like, why did that just happen, kind of thing, over my units dying. It'll be funny because they just like got whacked in the face with a bow and died. It's kind of ridiculous, but one time I was playing at my friend's house. I was playing Civ Revolution for my Xbox 360, and I had a bomber going into a city, a bomber wing, and I started bombing the city, and an archer unit took out my bomber wing, and it was the funniest thing ever. All I could do was laugh. And one of my friends always freaks out about it when he plays, like when an archer defeats like a tank. He's like, dude, what the and it's like, dude, it's just a game, let it be, you know. And I try and be that way. I try and be, oh, it's just a game. But sometimes in games, stuff gets really frustrating. Like if you try the same mission over and over again and you're just not getting it because you're not doing like one or two things right, you press the wrong button like 100 times or something like that. That stuff can get frustrating. I totally understand the people who get frustrated over that stuff, but I try not to because it totally takes the fun out of the game. And the only reason I have so many videos with this is because I just wanted to keep playing. It was fun to record this. Like I just wanted to keep going, and I wanted to have victory against the Spanish. I wanted to have victory against the Mongols, which spoiler, I will achieve eventually. You'll have to see how. I won't tell you how, but I do achieve victory against both the Spanish and the Mongolian forces. And that's like the fun of it. I kept going and I kept going, and I really had fun playing the game, and recording it was just a bonus so other people can see how I play, can look at the game and be like, dude, this looks like a fun game, and then go out and try it out and be like, this is a fun game, for those who haven't played it. Because that's one of the best things about getting a new video game is you're like, am I gonna like this? Am I gonna hate it? And then if you like it, it's like, well, now there's so much stuff I can do, and then you eventually know everything about the game, and that's when the game can kind of get a little bit boring, is when you know almost everything about it. But when you still don't know much about it, or it's like this, and every time you play, it can change, or you can just bump up the difficulty and make it 10 times harder for you to play the game. It just makes it that much better. That new sense of discovery with like RPGs, more free roam RPGs like Fallout and Oblivion, Skyrim and stuff. the Elder Scrolls series. Bethesda's two big games, Fallout and the Elder Scrolls. It's one of the best things about them is you, even after you're done with the main quest line, all the guilds, stuff like that, you can still roam around. You can still discover new stuff that you never discovered before. Because in one playthrough you can try and discover everything, but it's going to take you a long time. And every time you discover something new, it's going to be that sense of you're going to have fun with it because it's something new. It's something you haven't done before. Like I was walking around in Oblivion, searching for new things to do for my playthrough after maybe I'm done with like the guilds and the quest, for things that I haven't seen before. And so I found this cave, and it was a really, really nice cave, and it really excited me because of some of the stuff I found in it, and it was incredible. I found it was a ring of water breathing, and no, yeah, boots of like water walking or something, which you can find in other places, but I didn't expect to find anything in this cave. I just expected to go in and kill a bunch of bandits, but I was wrong. I killed a bunch of bandits. I killed some goblins. I killed some trolls even. Oh, sorry, not trolls, ogres. And I found enchanted items that were worth a lot of money. So it was like going from, wow, this is going to be like every other cave I've marched into every time I've played this, to there's actually something here I didn't know was here before. And that's what excites me about games like that, is there's always something new every time you play, whether you know it or not. Like your choices in Skyrim, you can play through the Imperial campaign and be like, oh my god, I love the Imperials, but you really can't say that you like the Imperial campaign until you play the other campaign through, the Stormcloaks campaign, war campaign, and you know what it's like for them. You can't say that, oh, I love this. No, you can be like, oh, I like this, and then you have to try the other one and be like, well, which one do I love? Because you can like both of them, but there's only one out of the two that you can really like the most. You can like one, but usually you'll like one over the other. Like I really prefer. I mean, actually, it really doesn't matter to me which one I do, but honestly, I'd say I'd have to prefer the Imperial people. So I really like their campaign a little bit better. And I mean, it's the same thing either way. You really take it. It just depends on who you like to kill. Like, the only reason I really don't like the Stormcloak one compared to the Imperial one is because the Jarl of Whiterun gets replaced. But yeah. So that's what I think about games like this. They're always fun to play. You can come back to them. The replay value is tremendous because there's always new things you can do. Like, honestly, instead of going out and killing everyone, because I really don't start out like this usually. Usually I start out, and I do engulf like one or two civilizations, but in this playthrough I'm actually planning on doing like total war. As soon as I end a war with one civilization, I'll start with another. So I'll be at kind of a constant war, and that's something new to me. It's something I've never done before, so I consider it to be. I think it's going to be interesting, and I really hope that I'm right about that. But yeah, you probably want to watch the game and maybe want me to talk about the game, but you want to know what? Honestly, it's really not too much to talk about. You're seeing it all happen right now. My archer's killing this, my unit's dying here, stuff like that. If you have any questions, just shoot me a message. You see which cities I lose, stuff like that. I might talk about it a little bit more in my next few videos, but I mean, I just wanted to get that off my chest. That's why I like video games like this, is because it's not that you don't. It's not that it's a repetitive thing, and some people would say, "Oh my God, the game's so repetitive. How can you play it?" I don't believe it's repetitive. I believe it can be new every time. So yeah, I'll end with that, and I will see you.